to The Hypnotist, the show that gives you inside access to cutting-edge hypnosis with real clients facing genuine issues. Brought to you by the hypnotherapist demanded by celebrities, CEOs, and even royalty, Adam Cox. These recordings took place live from Adam's clinic in London's world-famous Harley Street. So, get yourself comfortable and enjoy today's episode of The Hypnotist.
If you're honest, how do you really treat your body? Adam here, and I was working with a client that quite often would treat their body as if it was something of low value. They would abuse it, use it, eat crap food, occasionally take recreational drugs. And whenever they did that, they didn't really feel at their best. They would feel low mood, a bit of regret, and they didn't want to feel like that way. When they felt at their best, it was when they were connected to nature, eating well, and exercising, either lifting weights, doing CrossFit, hiking, or running. The essence of this hypnosis session is quite a powerful metaphor. Most people have seen the movie Avatar. So you get the idea that in the movie Avatar, you've got these aliens, but the human takes possession of the avatar as if they were the avatar, but they are a human in control of that entity. Now, the reason why this works as a metaphor is because the client that I was working with used the phrase before the hypnosis started that they are an eternal soul in a physical entity that will expire. And that's quite a powerful way of thinking about it if you're spiritual, that your soul is eternal, it never expires. You just happen to be in this physical body for a while. Now, if that's the case, the avatar metaphor really works well because you can separate unconscious or the spirit, the soul, from the physical body. And it's designed to then look at that body and say, well, if I've got this for the next 50, 60, 70 years, I want to make sure it's the best possible place to use. For example, sometimes people are hedonistic and they just think very, very short term. So if you imagine you were renting a car and there was no penalty to leave the car back in poor condition and you just wanted to have as much fun as you could in that car, it probably would be covered in scratches, probably treated quite badly, and then you return it back to the car rental company. And if there's no consequences, who cares? And a lot of people that had their first property as a rental property kind of treated not as a home, but just as a place that they're going to treat quite badly because it wasn't theirs, if that makes sense. Whereas if you know that for your entire life on this physical plane now, that you have it forever, and the better you look after that entity, the more you get to enjoy it, the more you experience it, the more fulfillment you have, then it takes on a whole different connotation. So at the core, this is about looking at your body as an avatar and then thinking about what you can do to enjoy that physical body, improve that physical body, and connect with that physical body. And here's the interesting thing that I found after being a hypnotherapist for over 12 years. If you ask someone that is going through difficult things about the person that they know that their life's an absolute mess, they can think of someone. And if you say to that person who is also dealing with something, if you were the other person that their life's in a mess and you got to be them for a month, what would you do to improve things? Here's what's interesting. They know exactly what to do when it's someone else. It just feels different when it's yourself. So this avatar metaphor really helps to crystallize that mind-body connection, but also one level of disassociation. So this is going to be useful if you want to be healthier, fitter, stronger, if you want to lose weight, if you want to have more energy, vitality. You're going to get a lot of value from this because you're going to start to see your body as if it's the body of someone else, but you get to use it and improve it to give your quality of life a whole new level. It does use an induction connected to Hawaii and nature, because the client I was working with, that was their magical place that they felt great. It has a snorkeling and scuba diving kind of metaphor again. That's where they felt really kind of connected. So not all of the suggestions are going to be relevant for you. You might not do CrossFit, you might not lift weights, but the essence, the premise of this hypnosis session is to think of your body as if it's something that, by having a detached observer perspective, you get real insight in terms of a new gratitude with that physical body and a desire to improve your relationship with it. That said, it was created for someone else. So if you like the idea of a bespoke session created and tailored specifically to you, there will be a link in the description or on my website, adamcox.co.uk, where you can schedule a completely free consultation call to explore working with me. For now, though, you might get some real value from this session. So find a quiet, comfortable place, the kind of place where you're not going to be distracted or disturbed. Relax and enjoy the session. Take a deep breath in, and as you breathe in that resourceful feeling of calm and relaxation. And as you exhale, give permission to release any judgment, any harsh criticism, any shame or disappointment. Just feel it leave your body as you breathe out. And when you breathe in a feeling of pride, of gratitude, of connection. Breathing in resources and exhaling any limitations. Each breath enables you to drift deeper and deeper relaxed. The deeper you breathe, the more relaxed you feel. And the more relaxed you feel, the deeper you breathe. Each breath takes you deeper and deeper relaxed. And as your physical body relaxes, your imagination can awaken. And I wonder if you can use the power of your imagination to imagine drifting through space and time to a different part of the world. Perhaps you could imagine seeing planet Earth as if from the perspective of space. And just imagine rotating planet Earth like a globe on an axis and staring into islands there in the Pacific. And as you get closer, I want you to see the islands of Hawaii, and then the large island, and then feel you're getting closer and closer until you're in the sky, floating down to a particular beach in Kona. Almost like you're floating down there, touching the sand with bare feet, warm air on your skin, perhaps the smell of salt air there, just in the air that you breathe around you. Maybe there's sounds of waves breaking on the shore. And imagine staring out to the horizon and feel that connection with the land. Almost like your eternal soul is having a warm embrace from the ancient spirits of the island. That's it. And as you walk toward the water, notice how connected and how free it feels here. Nothing pulling at you, nothing demanding anything from you. The whole beach just for you, just space and presence. And then imagine wearing whatever is appropriate to step into the ocean. Maybe you imagine just swimwear or a wetsuit. And just imagine the sensation of that water on your skin. The feeling of how gravity changes when you're submerged in water. And just imagine that you can snorkel without needing a snorkel mask. This is just your imagination. You could imagine breathing underwater, seeing perfectly underwater. And perhaps you could imagine two different worlds. The surface above you, glimmering with sunlight on the surface, and beneath you, a living world. I wonder if you could imagine coral formations, schools of fish moving as one, colors shifting and shimmering. And as you drift, breathing steadily, connect to yourself, your awareness, observing how you're floating between two worlds, surface and depth. And with every breath, you feel calm, centered, a sense of sovereign autonomy. Breathing in life and breathing out anything unnecessary. And as you drift deeper into this calm state, I want you to connect with the concept and idea that you are not just a body. You are awareness within a body, an eternal soul, consciousness that is temporarily embodied. And just as you are floating above this reef, observing, I wonder if you can begin to observe your physical body as if it too is something you are gently floating above. I want you to imagine seeing a celestial wormhole there in the reef, and as you float through, find yourself in perhaps something disconnected from reality, a wormhole beyond consciousness. And imagine that you and your body are now separated. Your soul is your perspective, and your physical body is now something you are observing, floating above, around, and become aware of how it feels when your physical body is something you observe as if you are someone else. But instead of seeing your body as flesh and bone, I wonder if you could see your body as an avatar, a remarkable biological creation. Muscles, lungs, heart, a nervous system, capacity to learn, to change. All of that neural plasticity is a gift. And you become aware of how this avatar has carried you through life, through challenges, through victories, through stresses, and through growth. And perhaps you recognize that at times you have treated this avatar with gratitude, with vitality, with nurture, by movement, strength, fuel, and recovery. But not always. At other times, you prioritized a short-term feeling and emotion or suppression at the expense of your avatar. Times when you drank too much, used a substance to connect or suppress. Choices dipped. And as you observe this inconsistency, this Jekyll and Hyde pattern, moments of high standards, then low standards, energy, then neglect, you decide you don't want this relationship with your physical entity, your avatar. You don't have to judge what's right and wrong, but simply notice that you don't want the status quo to continue. So from your soul's perspective, give permission to make a new evaluation. Something shifts, and you realize that you are not the impulses. You are not the fluctuations. You, as the soul, are the guardian. You are the one entrusted with this avatar. Not to control it harshly, not to punish it, and not to demand perfection, but to guide it, protect it, upgrade it. Allow yourself to not hear the word or feel the word, but embrace the word. Guardian. There is pride in that role. There is privilege, responsibility, duty. So allow yourself to descend closer to your avatar now. Still slightly dissociated, still observing. As you begin to see just what this avatar is capable of. See it running in nature, steady breath, strong stride, lungs expanding fully. And see it in a gym, lifting, controlled, powerful, grounded. Maybe see it doing CrossFit or an exercise camp, adaptable, capable, resilient. Imagine your avatar eating whole, nourishing food. The kind of food that, at a cellular level, the avatar needs. Colorful fruits and vegetables with micronutrients, protein to help maintain strength, power. See the avatar in the sauna, restoring, detoxifying, recalibrating, and then see it in freezing cold water in a plunge pool or the sea, resilient, adaptable, alive. Observe your avatar sleeping deeply, regenerating tissues, balancing hormones. See your avatar in nature, barefoot grounded, interacting with the terrain of the sea, the land. And see this avatar connecting with other people. Relationships, conversations, friendships. And the more you observe this avatar, with the separation of the soul and the body, feel an overwhelming sense of gratitude. How fortunate you are to get this avatar. Strong, big, capable, healthy. This avatar did not come with any limitations, disease, restrictions, immobility. This is a highly capable avatar, which can be enhanced even more. And as you observe, I wonder what ideas come to mind to enhance, upgrade, amplify and elevate this already impressive avatar. Maybe it's giving it even more of the right nutrients. Maybe it's giving it permission to rest after working out. Maybe it's giving it more opportunity to get stronger, leaner, healthier, more vital than ever before. You can't out-train a bad diet. Therefore, what if a diet of whole foods, superfoods and nutrition are like taking something already impressive and giving it even better fuel to perform even better? Every healthy choice upgrades the avatar, and every consistent effort adds capacity. Your phone updates several times a year. I wonder what updates, upgrades, and enhancements you can give to this avatar as a gift. An exercise camp upgrades its capabilities, upgrades the firmware, the software, installs new applications. And this isn't about perfection. You're not building a superhero. Perfection is brittle. Consistency is the real magic. And as the guardian, your role is steady, firm when needed, encouraging when needed, compassionate when needed. And sometimes to be a truly effective guardian, tough love is needed when appropriate, and empathy when required. Feel a sense of desire to protect this avatar, protect it from toxins, from chemical dependency, from the dog leash of dependency, from low standards, not through force, but through suggestions, encouragement, alignment. Stimulants become obvious now. They're not evil, not dramatic, but they are unnecessary interference, static in the signal. And as guardian, you don't shame the avatar. You simply upgrade its operating system. Breath becomes regulation. Movement becomes stimulation. Cold becomes discipline and sleep becomes recovery. Many people believe that in real healthy foods, nutrients contain information for the cells. As guardian of this body, nutrition becomes the best gift you can give this avatar. And now it's time to stop observing the avatar and step into the avatar. Association begins, but with a newfound feeling of gratitude, connection. It is a privilege to be the custodian and guardian of this avatar. Take a deep breath in and feel your lungs expand fully. Oxygen saturating your blood. Isn't it magic how you can breathe in and your heart can take oxygen from your lungs and distribute to every cell in your body? Flex at least one muscle, feeling your muscles alive and responsive, and then relax that flexed muscle. Feel a sense of connection, your heart beating. Appreciate that calm nervous system. Vitality is optionality. With health and vitality, you can choose and decide to do something and then do it. Without that health and vitality, you have less options. There are people right now in their 80s and 90s that wish they would have used their avatar more when they could. Swam in the ocean, climbed mountains, breathed in fresh air. It is a gift to be the guardian of this avatar right now. Clean energy, stable, powerful, sustainable. And from inside this enhanced avatar, you feel emotional abundance. More patience in your close relationships, more presence with friends, more confidence in conversation, more grounded leadership. And what is leadership if you don't lead? Choice is related to your physical body. Your vitality directly enhances your freedom. The stronger and more regulated your avatar, the more options you have, and the more options you have, the more autonomous you become. Health truly is wealth, because it's the infrastructure for your freedom. And from now on, whenever an echo, an old pattern tries to emerge, there's no need to react or overreact. Just pause, breathe, and ask yourself, what does a guardian choose here? And the answer will come naturally. Because guardians think in terms of decades, not seconds or minutes. So feel pride now, not ego, stewardship, consistency. You are no longer that Jekyll and Hyde. You are the guardian. And you don't need perfection. You need presence and perspective, and you have that. Feel it. Vital, grounded, clear, sovereign. Take one slow breath in, and as you exhale, allow the identity of a guardian to settle deeply. You are the eternal soul. You are the guardian. And this avatar is privileged to be guided by you. Imagine leaving that space, going back through that celestial wormhole, back to the sea waters of Hawaii. Swim back to the shore and feel sunshine on your skin. But feel revitalized, energized, rejuvenated. You are the guardian of your avatar. And you embrace this responsibility, this duty, looking forward to enhancing something already strong and capable. And as you hold that thought and connect to that identity, it's time to return. So take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your nose. Just wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, connect and calibrate into the here and the now. As I now count from 1 to 10 to awaken you, you will return as the guardian. Starting to count 1, 2, 3, waking up. 4, 5, 6, more alert. 7, 8, open your eyes, open your eyes. 9, 10, wide awake, wide awake, wide awake. Thank you so much for joining me on today's episode of The Hypnotist. If you've enjoyed this episode or got some value from it, please give it a 5-star rating and review. And maybe you know someone that would also benefit from this particular episode, in which case share the episode with them so they can also get the benefit too. And if you would like to listen to this episode where it's just the hypnosis, so no intro, no outro, no explanation, just the hypnosis and completely ad-free, there will be a link in the description where you can subscribe at a very low cost and only get access to the hypnosis. So if that's of interest, please check that out. Thank you again for being a regular listener of The Hypnotist, and I'll see you again soon for more.